So how do you get your emails opened?
So you have to worry about the subject line. Your subject line should be anywhere from 1 to 3 words. That way it's optimized for your cell phone. And the second piece is you need to make it personalized. So if you're reaching out to them about something specific you found in their LinkedIn profile, put that in the subject line. My favorite thing to do is find a podcast they're featured on and put the subject line as the podcast name.
What happens if they don't have a podcast?
If they don't have a podcast, one of the cool things to do is look for open job opportunities and actually use that as your subject line. Hiring for BDR manager, and use that to tell your story.
I love it. How do you book most of your meetings?
For me, it's mostly through email. I average like a 24% reply rate. So all of my activities, all email.
What if they don't read the email?
Then you want to leverage more channels. So for me, it's going to be places like LinkedIn, even Twitter. I'm basically just trying to get their attention back to my email. So it's engaging with their LinkedIn content, commenting on their posts, connecting with them on LinkedIn, and trying to get them to open my email. I'm not a big cold caller.
What do you think about someone pitching in the DMs?
You can pitch in a LinkedIn DM after you've created a relationship with somebody. So you have to connect with them, engage with their content, comment on their posts, share resources with them, and then you've earned the ability to pitch.
I would agree. I always try to build a long-term relationship. And then, I like to push them back to the email. Hey, I shot you an email, by the way. Versus getting screenshot in the DMs. Never a good call.
No, never.
Cold call versus email.
I think cold calling is dead. I am 100% email first sales rep. I barely cold call. In SaaS tech sales, email works for me. 24% reply rate, hit quota for 2 years straight as an SDR, all through email, and book all of my meetings today as an AE, all through email.
But what's your breakdown if you're looking at the channels? Is how many meetings are you booking through LinkedIn?
It's probably email, like 80-90% of my meetings come through email. 10-20% are coming through LinkedIn, and then like 2% is coming through cold calling.
I've seen your cold calls. You could work on this.
Yeah, it's not my strong suit. As a seller, you should know what your strong suit is. So if you're very good at email, you double down on email. I still use cold calling, but it's not my strong suit.
Yeah, if you're in the middle of a deal cycle, you might give them a jingle.
Oh, definitely, yeah. For cold outreach, all through email for me. If I'm in a sales cycle with somebody else, I may be more comfortable to use other channels like texting because you have the relationship with somebody.
Yeah, I think that's important because I love to use phones in a deal cycle or on a warm lead. And also in the discovery call, I'll even ask them, do they like text or calling after the call? And so I can create that open channel in the future. Yeah. What's one sales channel that people aren't using that they could use?
So one channel I'd recommend for open opportunities is Slack Connect. It's basically like Slacking your coworker, except you can Slack external people. So when you have an open deal, try to get them on Slack, and you can have multiple different threads with all different buyers.
That is a great tip. Slack Connect.
If you could have one superpower, but it would only activate while you were eating spaghetti, what would it be?
The ability to transport, because then I would transport to Italy, have some spaghetti, transport back home, and just go around the world. And if you want to consider spaghetti as like noodles, you can go all around the world because you have like noodles, spaghetti, all these different types of pastas.
Yo, that's the spaghetti loophole right here. That's a spaghetti-o. Well, not in Italy. You're not gonna find those in Italy. If you had to wear one fruit on your head for the rest of your life, what fruit would you pick?
A pineapple, obviously, because it gives more volume to my hair and makes me a few inches taller.
You already have glorious hair, so
yeah, just keep adding to it.
Woo! Spiky, you're on a deserted island and you find a vending machine. What 3 items would you want to see?
A machete, that way you can chop down some trees, get some, use that to build things. A fishing line, that way I can, grab some fish in. And I would say, what's that called? Flint, so I can make some fires. And I think you'd be all right for a good amount of time.
You know what though, Vin? You missed one thing. You should have picked the bowl of spaghetti.
Bowl of spaghetti, yeah. And I could eat for only one night though.
Oh no, but you transport wherever.
Oh!
The callback.
Wow.
If you could control all insects of a specific species, what would you pick?
I would say probably bees, because then I could have an insane honey farm and maybe retire and just have a bee farm.
Shia LaBeouf in real life right here. Bumblebee, Transformers, bad reference? Okay. If you could have a pocket-sized version of any animal as a pet, what would you pick?
Probably a monkey, just because they're adorable. You ever see those little monkeys that like wrap around your finger? That would just be adorable. Yeah, you could just chills, hangs out in your pocket, hands over, just chills out.
Boom. We're all Sway Lee.
Sway Lee, that's right.